Did you hear? Frequency Therapeutics Incorporated came out with an update on their experimental drug FX-322. If you're new to my channel, my name is Emily. I created Definite Hearing as a way to increase awareness for the deaf and hard of hearing. FX-322, created by Frequency Therapeutics Incorporated, is a very relevant drug in the hard of hearing world right now. Why? Stay tuned to find out. Frequency Therapeutics Incorporated created FX-322, a drug that regenerates the auditory sensory hair cells in the cochlea to improve hearing in patients with sensory neural hearing loss. I am particularly interested in this because I have sensory neural hearing loss myself. I was born to two hearing parents. In fact, did you know that 95% of children born with a hearing loss are born to hearing parents? That's wild. The majority of these cases are sensory neural hearing loss cases. This means that there is something wrong between the auditory neural pathway to the brain and that the inner ear cells are damaged and therefore cannot process sound and communicate it to the brain successfully. So rumor has it that FX-322 could be a cure for sensory neural hearing loss. This is exciting! But they just finished Series 2A and there was a little bit of bad news. In the first phase of this drug study, they were testing to see if FX-322 even worked, if it regenerated those hair cells in the cochlea. And they saw statistically significant evidence that it did. So in phase 2A of the study, they wanted to see how many doses of FX-322 would improve hearing. According to the report, it was a multi-center randomized study. They took adults with mild to severe sensory neural hearing loss. 33 of them to be exact. They injected the FX-322 drug into one ear and did not inject it into the other ear. This was the control ear. Each participant, depending on the randomization of the study, got different doses, whether it was a dose of a placebo, one dose of FX-322, or 4 doses of FX-322. They wanted to see how many doses of this drug were required to create statistically significant hearing improvement. Sadly, participants that received 4 weekly injections over the course of 90 days did not see any improvements in their hearing. So that means FX-322 as a drug used 4 times sequentially over 4 weeks did not improve hearing. That is disappointing. But that said, they found evidence that 1 dose of FX-322 increased hearing, and it was a statistically significant increase. After having FX-322 at day 90, the study found that 11 participants had a 10% or more increase in their ability to hear in the treated ear versus the untreated ear. This is statistically significant data. Now, researchers were confused because in the first round of research, the 1 dose versus the multiple doses didn't perform as well. The multiple doses performed better than the placebo dose. The 1 dose versus the placebo had performed similarly in the first phase of research. So the second phase of research, it was really weird to see contradictory results and to see the single dose perform better than the multiple doses. Another thing that the report added is that though there were variations in doses between the placebo, the 1 dose, and the 4 dose process, none of the participants experienced a decrease in hearing, or the treatment did not hurt people's hearing. This is a very good thing because that was one of my reservations of FX-322 is I have some hearing and I don't want to lose any more of it. And so there's no way I would be interested in trying an experimental drug unless it was guaranteed to work. So that little snippet was encouraging to me because I would be much more willing to try something that may or may not work, but would not hurt me. So what do we learn from this? Well, 4 doses of FX-322, it seems like it doesn't help. But that said, the 1 dose received statistically significant positive results. So not all hope is lost. FX-322 still has a lot of potential, and Frequency Therapeutics is really excited to continue testing with FX-322. Are you an adult with sensory neural hearing loss? Considering this follow-up study with FX-322, would you be more interested or less interested in trying this out? David L. Lucchino, the CEO of Frequency Therapeutics, released a statement saying that we now have 2 independent single-dose studies showing a hearing signal with FX-322 and with statistically significant improvement in speech intelligibility. More single-dose studies are underway to further understand the potential benefit of FX-322 and in additional patient populations. So right now, they're experimenting with adults with sensory neural hearing loss. So with additional patient populations, this could mean children. This could mean different ages and age ranges. So I'm really excited to see what they do with this. The fact that they are able to test on people and that there are no statistically significant negative impacts is really encouraging. So I know that there were a lot of people that were really disappointed to hear that the 4 doses failed, but I mean, that's great. If I only have to get 1 dose of FX-322 and have my hearing improve and or like the chance for my hearing to improve, that's something that I could get really excited about. So I really like this and I would love to hear your thoughts on this. Please let me know what you think in the comments below. If you haven't already, please like this video and subscribe to my channel. I look forward to making more great content for you. Until next time, stay strong, stay amazing, and have a great day. Bye.